What's good people? This is your boy Big Maxwell. Welcome back to Storefront Sessions. And today, man, we got a great interview for you. I got my man Clayton Landua here. And so, man, we're going to take time to ask him some questions and figure out about his musical journey and everything else. So let's get to it. Clayton, what's good with you?
Man, just having a lovely weekend up here in Fort Worth. Been a good time. We played, had an acoustic set in the Mule Barn in Justin, Texas on Friday, and then we had an off day yesterday and then here today. So we've been hanging around downtown Fort Worth, and it's been a while since me and my wife have gotten to do something like that. So just been having fun this weekend.
Man, first of all, it sounds like you've got to capitalize on a few things. Quality time with the wifey, which is always a win.
Yep.
But then play music and hang out with some of your friends, that's a win too.
Yeah, I enjoy the flow that we got going on with all that. You know, sometimes we go out and we're working all the time, and then we get to go play music and, you know, enjoy those parts of life too.
Yes, sir. Clayton, so now I got to know, how did you get your start into just playing music?
Well, I guess I had a knack for lyrics and even like poetry and stuff. When I was a kid, I wound up having a poem that I wrote published in a book, you know, and it was just kind of a off the whim kind of deal. So I kind of always had a knack for that. And then got into music as I got older, and my dad had bought me a guitar when I was like 20. And so I started writing songs then, and you got like music heroes, you know, like Pat Green and all these dudes that just blew up, you know, Randy Rogers, Pat Green, and Cross Country Ragweed, all that stuff going on. Pat Green and Corey Morrow and guys like that were really like fueling the path for a lot of songwriters back in the day. And so I heard that he didn't start till he was 22, and I may be wrong about that. You know how rumors are, and people talk, you know, fan stuff, always talking about cool stories. But I had heard that he had started playing when he was 22, and then he, you know, blew up. And I was 20 at the time, and I was like, man, I've got 2 years. I got a little head start. I can start learning stuff, you know. And then I was touring by 22.
Wow.
And I won a singer-songwriter contest up here in Fort Worth years ago, and I'm 38 now. I'm 22 back then, and so I'd won a singer-songwriters contest, and when you win, you get to open up for somebody downtown Fort Worth, and you get the opportunity to record at Fort Worth Sound, downtown Fort Worth. Bart Rose there, he's become a longtime friend of mine, mentor, everything through life now, and we got that to record the song in his studio, and while we were doing that, there were people there that just happened to be at that show that I won the contest at. And they got a hold of us and they said, you know, you're in here recording this song, but if you want to record more, we'll help you do that. And we're like, okay. And so we're sitting in there and decided to record a whole record because they're going to help us out. And somebody was in there that had started like a label or something in Fort Worth, that when they were listening to somebody else's music, one of their artists, and they just happened to be sitting in there listening to music while we were going over our tracks, and they were like, what's this? You know, like, well, we just got lucky, won a contest, and now we're trying to record a record. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to sign you, and we're going to start promoting you. I'm like, wow, okay. And then we played that gig downtown Fort Worth from winning that contest, opening up for a big band, you know, and a booking agent from Nashville happened to fly in and was watching the show and signed us right there. Oh. And so we had a label and booking agent and just everything. All of a sudden, it just started happening, and got to put out the record. And we were actually headed out to Lubbock for one of our shows, and one of the radio DJs out there, and what is one of those towns heading out to Lubbock off of 20? Anyways, they played our single for the first time. We got to listen to it going down the road, and it was just a real surreal moment, and like, wow. And so then we, you know, put a couple albums out and toured a little bit everywhere.
Greetings, good people. It's your boy Big Maxwell, and I want to welcome you to the Storefront Sessions. We're about to jump this off with Clayton and the crew with the song 14 Miles. Let's get it.
Thank you, sir.
Figured I'd make my way back home, 'cause I'm sick of this weather and this damned old cold. If I could find a light for this sweat cigarette, I forget about the road and this mess I'm in. Oh. Watching me make my own mistake, and I wish I could break this window pane. If you'd answer the phone and keep your pride away, one shot, baby, this is what I'd say. And I'm finally finding myself, and I wish you'd take this chance and give it hell. And if you still want me, let me know, because I'm 14 miles from home. Sitting on the fence 'cause my truck broke down. There's a radiator fluid all over the ground, and looking like a friend that speaks behind your back. But I ain't worried about shit like that, because I'm finally finding myself. And I wish you'd take this chance and give it hell. And if you still want me, let me know, because I'm 14 miles from home. Let's go home. And I'm addicted to the reason that believing won't let it turn. And I ain't a word about chancing. I've been driving all damn night, because I'm finally finding myself. And I wish you'd take this chance and give it hell. And if you still want me, let me know, no, because I'm 14 miles from home, and I got one more mile to go.
That I appreciate you sharing all of that. So now I'm curious, where is your hometown at?
My hometown, I graduated high school in Evant, Texas.
Okay.
And that's down Highway 281,
Okay.
just north of Lampasas, Texas.
Oh yeah.
And so I grew up there and around Gatesville, and graduated there, and went to school at Tarleton for a little while.
Yep.
And then the music kicked off, and I actually stepped away from college because music turned into a real thing, and it was like, I really want to try to capitalize on this if we've got something going, So before I failed out of college, I stepped out of college, and it's just been music ever since. And
Wow.
I'm a business owner too now, and things like that. So we just
Wow.
make the best of it.
Man. So tell me about your businesses that you own.
Sure. So I run a local roofing company where we live. It's just, my last name is Landy, and so the company's called Landico Roofing,
Awesome.
LLC. And so we do all kinds of residential, commercial roofing, any kind really. And I've always been if I haven't been playing music, I've been in construction all my life.
Wow.
So wound up just falling into the roofing world and going that direction with it. And We run a small farm. We raise sheep and stuff like that on our little farm in Pearl, Texas, which is right outside of Evamp.
Okay.
And so we do that pretty regular, and that helps fuel the music habit.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
We try to, we're pretty busy all the time. Like roofing and music is the busiest the same time of year. So when everything is happening, man, it's a wild several months, and then it's break time, you know, go to the coast or hang out. Got a buddy that's kind of like a big brother to me. He's a fishing guide captain down in Port Aransas, so we'll go down there and, you know, mess around on the water.
Dang. So, man, this is good feedback. I love this. Now I'm curious about some of your biggest influences, right? When
Sure.
you think about some of these big artists,
Yeah.
even some that you named,
Yeah.
can you give me a top 5 that have influenced the way you do your music?
Sure, absolutely. Number one at the top of my list is Clint Black.
Okay.
I am a huge Clint Black fan. I love everything he's ever put out, and he just sings so good. And he's a songwriter, you know.
Wow.
There's a lot of Nashville folks or mainstream folks, they're not songwriters, you know, not all of them are. They're just entertainers, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But Clint Black is a songwriter, and I'm a songwriter, so it really, you know, I feed from that quite a bit. And let's see, after that, I don't know, you know, 90s mainstream country music,
Yes, sir.
like just raised me in a
Okay.
sense,
Love
you
it.
know.
Yes.
And then my dad got me into stuff like Stevie Ray Vaughan and,
Okay.
and the Black Crowes, and then we, you know, my 6 Market Boulevard group, we would cover stuff like that when we would do cover songs and things. And but somebody that's also been a pretty big influence to me, when I first started going to college, I found out that I had a cousin that toured and played music, and his name's Ryan Turner.
Okay.
And he actually plays with me in my band now, my solo thing.
Awesome.
And he's still his own solo artist, does his own thing. Just put a record out a couple years ago called Roads I Roam. And man, he's such a talent. Just his ability to play the way that he plays, and write songs the way that he writes. And he's written with some pretty big artists. He's spent some time in Nashville for several years. And but me and my best friends, we used to figure out, you know, Ryan's, you know, playing in Fort Worth, and we were in Stephenville. It was like, we're road tripping, like whatever class we had, we're going to Fort Worth now.
Wow.
And so anyways, we'd go and hang out with him, and that just made me really want to start playing music. And so at around 20, like I said, wound up getting a guitar, and 22 going from there.
Okay. Man, so that's good feedback. I'm also curious because I did hear about one of your songs, and in one of your songs, you talk about like the sovereignty of God.
Yeah.
Talk about God being in control.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would love to hear about that.
Sure.
Anything you want to share about that?
Yeah, I definitely 100%, you know, I believe Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a perfect human being by
Yeah.
any stretch. I will never claim that.
That's right.
I just know that God's got it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. He's in control. It doesn't matter what's going on. He's in control. So like
Right.
the life is just going to unfold the way that it does. And that's partially the reason why I stepped away from 6 Market Boulevard years ago. There was just, we got pretty wild, and we were literally putting out our 2nd record, and things were blowing up, and all of a sudden I felt the Lord say, you got to step away.
Okay.
I'm like, but we just put out a record, can't step away. And he's like, well, you're going to do it. And so we did, and it was a tough thing during that time, and but you can't stop playing music, so it was just like,
Right.
I don't know, it's just kind of wild how everything unfolded, but I don't regret it because of where everybody's lives in 6 Market Boulevard, where we all wound up, you know, like married, and some of us have kids, and you know, everybody's careers just went on and on, you know.
Yes, sir.
Like lots of blessings showered. It wasn't the way we always thought it was going to be, but like I said, we're not in control.
That's right.
So that's how it happened, and we still, like you're talking about my song Vegetables.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So where we live in Pearl is my old family farm.
Okay.
And my grandparents, Beverly and James Freeman, I was raised next door to them as a kid, and they were just that classic country couple.
Yeah.
They only went to town when they needed
When they needed to.
get some stuff. They always had a big vegetable garden, cows, chickens, the whole thing. And so I was just thinking about them because they're passed on. And so I got a melody in my head, you know, and I was thinking about them and just how they do life, how they did life, and just, I don't know, just how two people would wind up meeting and doing life like that together. And now to end the writing of the song, I wound up meeting Stephanie, and we got married and finished the song, and then we wound up getting to buy the like house and just like a couple acres around the house.
Man.
And my mom decided to go live somewhere. She wanted to, you know, go travel and do stuff, and so we bought the house and a couple acres and stuff like that. And now we live there and raise sheep and go out and have fun, and play music or do roofing or just whatever.
I love that.
We'll start out slow in the morning, get some coffee, get to know you, talk about all the things you like to do. And then we'll go meet your parents, and I'll try my very best to convince them that I am the one for you. I'm gonna sell all the things that I need to get the ring, get on my knees, and I'll pray you say I do. The wedding bells come in spring, and we'll sigh of sweet relief. Know we've made it and we've become one of two. And now I've been waiting for something to happen soon. But his time, it's much so different. It comes when he tells it to. We'll grow our own vegetables in the garden that we'll build with some tools that we'll go to town and buy. We'll put our faith in the Lord to provide what we need. He is sovereign, He even feeds the birds that fly. You see, He is sovereign, He even feeds the birds that fly. And now I've been waiting for something to happen soon. But his time, anticipating, it comes when he tells it to. There is a place that I know we can get there if we go. If we leave now, probably pull up before 2. It's where the rain turns into snow, so let's not forget your coat. When we get there, we can do what we want to. Swim with the angels, or I could just jump in with you. And now I've been waiting for something to happen soon. But his time is much so different. It comes when he tells it to. And now I've been waiting for something to happen soon. But his time, much so different. It comes when he tells it to. Oh yes, his time, much so different, it comes when he tells it to. Oh, 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 I guess I'll sit for a while, wait patiently and smile, holding steadfast as he brings me near to you.
to your wife?
Actually, this next week, the 29th, will be 10 years anniversary. We've been together for 11 years and 4 months or something like that, but the 29th is 10 years.
Bro, that's
marriage.
a win. Congrats on that, man.
Thank you.
Do y'all have any kids?
We don't.
That's cool.
It's not, it just not for lack of trying. It just
go.
ain't happened.
That's it.
And so we're just if it the Lord says so, then it will. And we got a lot of outstanding nieces and nephews that we get to hang out with, and we get to spoil them when we get the chances to.
Absolutely.
And so it's and we got a lot of animals too. So we have fun with that. So.
No, that's good feedback, man. I was just thinking about even how you answered that in regards to kids, and just thinking about the vegetable song.
Yeah.
And how that's very applicable to that scenario as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's applicable to me as well because, in 2020, I got diagnosed with infertility.
Oh.
And so, some of our closest people tend to ask us like, hey, when y'all having kids, da-da-da.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like really, literally, God is in control.
Yeah.
It's not because of lack of trying.
Yeah.
Right. But so anyways, it's cool to hear that from you.
Yeah.
And I love that you have communicated that in one of your songs.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the best part about songwriting is it can be personal or it can just be a straight up fantasy or just a story, and that's the way I've found to express myself over time. Helps get rid of anxiety. It helps get weight off your shoulders, and then you go sing it to people, and it winds up affecting them emotionally too, or helping them. I've had people come up. One of the songs we're going to do, aside from Vegetables, is a song called "Silence in Me."
Okay.
And I've had people come up and say that song saved my life.
Wow.
And that gets me every time. And just different things like that, or people meet at one of my concerts years ago, they get married and their song is one of my songs, that they dance to, or just whatever. I just think it's really cool how it all coincides like that.
Love it.
Lots of love in there.
Okay. That's good. Well, man, we're going to wrap up this interview, but I do got one more question for you.
Sure.
If you can tell the people one inspirational thing, something that you might live by, or something you want to be an encouragement with, what would that be?
Well, I would just say, don't be quick to judge, and I don't know, just always be willing to help, because we all have like bad times. We go through low moments in our lives, and if you just go start helping somebody or pouring into somebody's life, all of a sudden all that stuff goes away.
Yeah.
And one thing I used to say a lot, I don't say it much, I don't know why, you do different things, but it just work as if you're going to be working for the Lord, and it's just for some reason everything works out like that,
Man, well, I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Good people. Y'all heard it from the man himself, Mr. Clayton. Continue to tune in, and once again, welcome to the Storefront Sessions.
Well, now I sense something inside me starting to change, like something's been hiding. Now I got something to say, and I can't see the day. No need to be afraid. I'm gonna hit the ground running when the rain's coming down and the lightning crashing loud. And can you hear the sound? Can you feel it now? And this silence in me is starting to break, like this weight that I've been holding. I feel it crumble away. I'll release my ambition, let go of the reins. I don't need another captain to see that away. sense. Something inside me is starting to change, like something all along's been hiding. And I got something to say, and I can't see the day. No need to be afraid. I'm gonna hit the ground running when the rain's coming down and the lightning crashing loud. Hey, can you hear the sound? Can you feel it now? And this silence in me is starting to break, like this weight that I've been holding. I feel it crumble away. I release my inhibition, let go of the rain. I don't need another captain to sail it away. Sail it away. Silence in me is starting to break, like this weight that I've been holding. I feel it crumble away. I'll release my inhibition, let go of the reins. I don't need another captain sailing away. I'm sailing away. I'm sailing away.
Thank you once again for tuning in to the Storefront Sessions. Give it up for Clayton Landua and the crew.
People say, what is Storefront Sessions? Well, Storefront Sessions is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to stimulate the economy, provide pay to local artists, support the local community, all cultures, all music, all styles, all brands. We encourage you to come promote your small business with the clothes and attire that you wear. But this is a community event where we focus on dope artists doing intimate sets, focusing on fresh kicks, nice clothing, looking good, feeling good, and we also have food spotlighted. I think that overall it increases the visibility for the artists because some people just can't afford to get started when they have passion. So this is an outlet for a select few, but hopefully we can expand in the future. However, it is a family-friendly show. We will not have any artists that are vulgar or goes against good community vibes. We also have a positive message here. Our message is to make sure that people understand that fun is first and work is second. We only provide feel-good music, and we're just gonna have a good, positive experience for the local community, and hopefully the whole United States could see this and do something similar for their communities. I'm just very grateful to be a part of it and that God has used me to be a vessel for this great event. If you want to be a part of Storefront Sessions, you can submit your audition to the Singing Chef Cafe page and the Messenger. Submit a link to your music or one single video that describes what you do with one paragraph. Please do not oversend because it's a lot to go through. Anyway, thank y'all for making this event a reality, and we hope that y'all tune in and share it.